one thing that the IMTC has been doing for I think, 10 years now is to recognize the contributions of people to the multimedia communication industry and our industry to interoperability, to standardization, innovation. And we have been distributing our IMTC Leadership Award over the years to several people. We have a few recipients from the past that are in the room with us. And this year, the Leadership Award goes to somebody that I've known for many years. You know, Thomas Wiegand, when I first met him, came to Andover, Massachusetts, to visit a small company called Picturetel. And he was at that time a student. He was attending a conference at MIT. And another gentleman that is pretty known in the field of video coding and standardization called Gary Sullivan said, "Thomas, why don't you come to talk to the Picturetel research group?" And that's how Thomas came in. Many years later, our path crossed again in the ITU, where we were both chairing some experts group. And so it has been a long ride and interesting ride that we have gone through with a lot of generations of video codecs along the way. So Thomas is a professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science at the Berlin Institute of Technology, chairing the Image Communication Laboratory, and is jointly heading the Image Processing Department of the Fraunhofer Institute for Telecommunication, the Heinrich Hertz Institute. He received his diploma in engineering from the Technical University of Hamburg-Harburg in 1995, and his doctoral degree from the University of Erlangen-Nuremberg in Germany in 2000. He joined the Heinrich Hertz Institute, HHI for those that know, in 2000 as the head of the Image Communication Group of the Image Processing Department. His research interests include video processing and coding, multimedia transmission, as well as computer vision and graphic. The H.264 standard is Thomas' greatest subject of contribution. He was a chief editor of the standard, vice chair of the committee that developed it. He was a major technical contributor to the entire process of its development and several generations of enhancement extensions. The work of Thomas has had a high impact in academia, international standardization, and industry, with substantial contributions to the field of video coding. His publication statistics are impressive, with an H index at 56 and a total number of citations at over 20,000. Thomas Wiegand is an IEEE Fellow and a recipient of the 2012 IEEE Masaru Ibuka Technical Field Award. IMTC is honored to present the IMTC 2013 Leadership Award to Dr. Thomas Wiegand. Thomas, please. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The award. Let's go in the middle so we can take a picture.
Yes. Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. That's a great honor. I'm standing in a row with a lot of people I admire, Mr. Okubo, Gisle Bjontegard, Gary Sullivan, and receiving this award. I'm very honored to be also recognized from industry in the work that we are doing, because I'm clearly coming from the academic side, although being involved in startup companies that are also active in this area. I would like to thank Patrick and the committee for choosing me for this award, and particularly at the 20th anniversary, which is probably the reason why you give out this 20-year-old port wine bottles, right? Isn't that?
That's one reason, yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. So we have a few more awards, and I will let our president address them.
So it is a tradition for IMTC to acknowledge people who've been instrumental in moving the organization forward. So we have our leadership awards are really, or lifetime achievement awards, those are really reserved for people with the significant lifetime achievement and contributions to the industry. But IMTC as an organization is really driven by the people who dedicate their time, their efforts, and really volunteer to move the organization forward. So to acknowledge the people who, for their contributions, who been that instrumental and helpful, and okay, you can continue. So we have our service awards. The interesting thing is that you can get service award only when you're not working for the organization anymore. So that's how acknowledgements work. We don't give out awards to each other. So today we have a few people. One of them is present here. So I would like to, the first service award goes to Andrea Basso, who was a director from AT&T for many years. Andrea was really put a lot of effort bringing AT&T into the IMTC as an organization. So he was pushing, pulling, and he was overall very instrumental. And then in addition to being a director, Andrea also led a few of the activity groups and metadata, and he started a CTI activity group. And so Andrea efforts definitely don't go unnoticed. So I would like to present this special award to Andrea Basso.
Well, thank you very much. I have to say that working at IMTC for the last 10 years, also being part of the board of directors, has been a pleasure. And also these two guys do an incredible job in organizing this annual meeting in which you always have interesting talks, and in particular amazing food and wine. And by the way, I owe to IMTC probably 20 bottles of grappa for all the meeting I missed.
See, that's liquid stuff. That's working here.
Only 3, Andrea.
Okay.
Well, going to be nice, but nice ones.
Thank you.
So we have 3 more people who were unfortunately unable to join us, but nevertheless, they've been very instrumental in driving the organization forward. David Benham from Cisco, who was the co-chair of the TIP activity group, and by all means very instrumental in getting the group going and working on that TIP protocol. Then we have Satish Jamadani from Samsung, who was director on the board of the organization representing Samsung, and he was very instrumental with a lot of different activities. And last but not least is Christophe Dutain, who was a co-chairman of the Packet Switch Streaming Services Activity Group. And so Christophe was also, PSS is one of our premier activity groups for more than 10 years, and definitely people, again, our activity group chairmen are the people who really move the organization forward. So let's have a round of applause for all of these people. The liquid is very important in IMTC. So I would like to acknowledge one more person who was, he's not necessarily on the list, but the person who pushed, pulled. You know, the problem with IMTC, we're a volunteer-driven organization. Nobody's paycheck is in danger for doing things, not doing things. It's kind of goes through, right? So you lead by example, and you ask other people to help. Two things which you can do. You cannot do anything else. So the gentleman who put a lot of work, a lot of effort, and seriously pushed, pulled, asked, begged, pushed, pulled, sent thousands of emails, I don't know how many emails he sent, to really make this event successful. Well, I have a special bottle of vintage port, 1994, which should be good. That was one of the best years in the port, and so the special liquid award goes to Mr. Patrick Luty.
Well, thank you. I was not expecting that. You know, we always distribute the awards, and it's the first time I receive one, and I think I like it. You know, Thomas, I don't think I want one of these glass things. I like that one better. So thank you, and I think it's time for the coffee break, 15 minutes, and then we come back with a presentation by Thomas Wiegand on video coding.